See, this is my first. I'm gonna do a little filter. Let's do a little filter in this. Hi guys, this is my first live. I'm really excited you guys are joining. Can you guys hear me okay? For those of you in here. Hi everyone, I'm gonna get started in just a minute because I know we are all feeling such a certain type of way today. Hi guys. Can you guys hear me okay? I just wanna have a thumbs up before I start. Can you guys hear me all right? I have a little kind of a bootleg situation set up here because I've never done a live. So I just want to Caitlin, thank you. Okay, good. Okay, thank you guys. Yes, size matters. That is a throwback to one of my OG celebrity interviews when I asked celebrities if size matters. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to post this as a, hopefully if all goes well, I'm going to post this as a podcast episode as well for you guys to stream. All right. I know that we are all feeling really anxious. We have a lot going on. It's the election tomorrow and we're all just like shitting our pants. But I couldn't. It's funny because I wanted to take a social media break this week because of the election. But the thing is, celebrities keep doing stupid shit that I'm like, I can't not hop on and talk about it. Like, it really just boils my blood. So, all right. Here's what's going on. Here's a skin day, okay? We are in, all right, here's how I break it down. It is so obvious that celebrities just really don't give a shit anymore. They just don't give a shit. And I hope that you guys are seeing this. I mean, there's no way that they possibly could be giving a shit about their image, about their power and losing their clout, which we all know that they are in COVID, right? Now, I've flirted with this concept in the last few episodes, particularly of Cancel Me, which, by the way, here's the merch. I'm so excited. So anyhow, I haven't really fully dove into it because I feel like it's a weird seesaw because we get so agitated by how fucking brain dead these celebrities are, but at the same time is talking about it like I am today, just sort of feeding into that machine. When I wanted to do this live, right? Because when I saw the Kendall Jenner Halloween party in Hollywood, I was physically and emotionally bothered. And I know that I'm not the only one. I got DMs right away. I put up a poll being like, do I pull a Dave Portnoy and do a cancel conference ASAP on this shit? Because people were like, are you fucking kidding? Now, we all know this. Like, we're not living under a rock. It is the most fucked up time, okay? We can't send our, I don't have kids, but we can't send our kids to school. Like so many, I've been out of work since March. We're unemployed. We're not getting paid. There's a illness out there that we don't even know what the fuck it means and what's gonna happen. Did you guys see? They're boarding up all of these cities because they think there's gonna be so much unrest I literally have so much anxiety. There's gonna be so much unrest from this election. All of the riots, there's cities being burned, there's people being killed. I mean, it's literally an unprecedented time in our history, in modern history. This election, they're saying it is the most important election in modern history. So all of this is going on. And we have these celebrities showing, like, really that detached from reality to be showing us their 5-star getaways. It really makes me think, like, are you guys okay? Are you guys okay? Like, I talked about this the other day on my Instagram story. What could possibly fucking possess you to go on Instagram, on social media, Kim Kardashian, and give us a play-by-play of you riding a whale, dancing with bartenders, doing belly shots on probably Johnny Depp's fucking private island? Like, we are in a time of such despair and uncertainty Like, why? So we're going to talk about the Kendall Jenner Halloween bash, which is absolutely insane. But let's reel it back. First, I want to talk about Kim Kardashian's private island party, because I know I did a little thing about it on my story. Okay, this lady, for her 40th birthday, entitlement, yes, exactly. Thank you, Seth. The entitlement is insane. So Kim Kardashian said that she was humbled and privileged to take her closest friends to a private island, rapid test them, which, by the way, how much does that cost? I talked about this too on my Instagram, or in one of my last episodes. My dad just thought he had COVID. He had to get a test. We're not as fortunate as these people. We're all stuck in one house. He didn't know for 2 to 5 days. Thank God he didn't have it. But it's like, how dare you? How dare you, Kim Kardashian, go out here, do this private island escape with all these festivities and dancing in the ocean and having the audacity to tell us you were swimming with whales. You guys know I feel a certain type of way about the fucking whales. Like, did I have to know that detail? Why did I have to know that? Why? So the thing that really bothers me about this is that Kim, you guys, like, I know how celebs work, right? And I've met Kim Kardashian. That's a thing. Like, she's a nice lady. Same with Kris Jenner. Nice lady. But they do stuff like this, and it's just like, you couldn't possibly give a shit anymore about the fans who, by the way, funded your little vacation because they're buying all of your merch and all of your shit. I don't know if you guys have had, I actually genuinely wanted to treat myself to some Skims for the Christmas. And now I'm like, why am I funded? What is it? First it's whales, next thing it's the great white. Like, what kind of extravagant thing am I going to be paying for you to have, Kim Kardashian? So it was literally like, it couldn't have been more tone deaf. This girl puts on her Twitter, on her Instagram, feel so humbled and privileged to be able to take my closest circle. We all did quarantines and rapid tests. And by the way, they didn't, because we saw people there like living it up in LA just a couple days prior. So that was bullshit. But it was really such a slap in the face, because it's like, we're all stuck home. We can't work. Again, we can't send our kids to school. We are all ridden with anxiety because our cities are fucking burning down. We don't know what's going to happen with this election. And you have the ball sack to take off and act like, I'm sorry, just celebrities don't get COVID? I had no idea. Celebs they just don't get COVID, you guys. This just in. Who knew? They must think that they don't. And again, it's like, the veil between us and them is already, it's so non-existent at this point. We're so over their shit. And they're just accelerating the process. We're like, we already think that you guys are living on Saturn. So that's why I mean, like, they just truly couldn't give a shit anymore. What's the other explanation, you guys? What is the other explanation of why they are this out of touch? Then, oh, I'm waving. Hi. What is the other explanation of them outwardly showing us all this? Like, do you genuinely not give a shit that much? When I saw Kim Kardashian's post the other day, I was like physically troubled. I'm not even kidding. I was scrolling through the post, and I have a friend who is also in the business, and she was like, I understand though, like, it doesn't bother me because I know, oh, you can see my fake hair. Okay. My real hair. This is my fake. This is my real. Let's get it all together. So, transparency. So she said, I get that they are gonna do this and it doesn't bother me. They're the Kardashians. That's just what they do. And again, it's like, do you not see what the fuck is going on in the world? Like, how can you be so fucking oxygen deprived to be putting this out there? And the thing is, like, again, like I was saying, I know how celebs work. Kim Kardashian totally has it in her means to not be showing us every detail. That's the one thing I was like, maybe she just wanted to control the narrative, and that's why she wanted to get her posts out there and saying she's so humbled and whatever the fuck. But look at Beyonce. Beyonce could be having 5 Illuminati meetings a day. We don't know about it. This bitch has the means to stay private. You know what I mean? Like, Beyonce does it. Kim Kardashian could have totally done that. They have NDAs by the dozen. You know, they could totally pull it off where we don't need every fucking detail. She could have done that whole thing and us not know. So it's kind of like, why are you rubbing it in our faces? Like, I can barely go outside to get my mail if I'm living in LA. Thank you, Eric Garcetti. And you're prancing around the Bermuda Triangle. What did Sam Davidson write? So you guys, Sam Davidson commented in here. She was on my Halloween episode last week about celebrity horror stories. Speaking of, so you should definitely check that one out. She said, why do they need to post it? Why can't they just be an asshole and not tell the world? Right? Exactly. That's how I feel too. And it's like, again, like, are you not seeing what's outside? I mean, it was always sort of the thing, right? About how celebrities are out of touch with reality. They have these really, and I've been in Hollywood. I was there for so many years and I saw it. Like, they were just literally having caviar smoothies while we were waiting for our Uber in a pile of homeless person's pee. So they've always been detached, but this is like, you guys, it's like the fake news and fucking big tech and Twitter. Like, and by the way, if I make it through this video and don't get canceled or whatever, censored or blocked because I'm not sucking Joe Biden and Lady Gaga's dick, then it's a miracle. But they've always been out of touch with reality. And now why I'm saying is they really just truly don't give a shit is because now they're showing us. Okay. And I'm going to get to Lady Gaga too. I'm going to get to Lady Gaga. So, oh, and by the way, I talked about this too in one of my recent apps. I don't know if you guys know this, but before Kim Kardashian apparently paid for all these, you know, rapid tests and took them from people who actually need them, she had a big 40th birthday party, which they broadcasted on their show in Los Angeles. And I also did an episode about the LA Exodus and why I personally had to leave, among with many others. This is why, too, I was so irritated when I saw Kim's fucking Tao party in Hollywood and when I saw Kendall's Halloween party, because the level of control in LA in particular and in California is so out of control. You guys, do you think that I wanted to pack up after 5 years and frankly, like, doing great covering, excuse me, protein bar, doing great covering all these award shows, meeting all these celebrities, and then all of a sudden you're unable to work, you're unable to step outside, you're unable to look out your window? I couldn't survive there. I'd be hemorrhaging money. The lockdowns there are so intense. It's like what you hear on the news times 1,000. They're not lying. It's absurd. Did you guys see Governor Newsom's? I mean, he's like the punchline in the media, but his restrictions for Thanksgiving, it is fucking insane. I swear to God, if you haven't, you have to look it up after this. This man, here are some of the restrictions for Halloween, okay? Or for Thanksgiving, sorry. And he's the governor of California. So no more than 3 households, okay? Has to be outside only. Can only go inside if you're going into a sanitized bathroom, which I hope you've hired a janitorial staff for that. And then no singing, chanting. This is something else I learned today. So not only can celebs not get COVID, but chanting gives you COVID. Okay, noted. And then also you have to serve your guests in individually pre-packaged like containers of turkey. Okay. No, I know, it's crazy. So this is how insane it is right now in California. So that I bring it back again. Like, that's why when I see Kim Kardashian, I'm like rolling up the sleeves. I'm like, let's get into this bitch. When I see these, you know, the rich Hollywood elitists just openly disregarding all of that and disregarding all of that and having these get-togethers, it's like, I'm sorry, so I had to pick up. My whole life was completely ruined. I'm like my most exciting thing in life is sitting between my parents watching Beetlejuice on my couch. I'm, you know, on unemployment, had to leave my entire life in California because you can barely go outside. And you guys are having these huge parties. Like, these lockdowns are why I and so many others had to leave. It's just such a slap in the face. It's like, are you fucking serious? So that's why, again, I bring it back. When I saw Kim's 40th party, You guys, you have to watch this. I swear to God, I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, wait, I'm sorry. So these are the same people preaching on social media about wearing masks and social distancing, and she's diving into a mosh pit at her 40th birthday party in Los Angeles. I'm sorry. What? Hold on. Before I get into Kendall, I just want to catch up on some of these comments. Kim K wore latex gloves and a mask on the airplane to look like she cared, but she doesn't. Yeah, no, she obviously doesn't. She doesn't care at all. Oh, and by the way, did you guys see that at Kendall's Halloween party, someone like exposed that bitch because they had things that were passed around saying no social media. It said, take as many pics as you want, but no social media. Caitlin said, yeah, crazy. No Italians are going to be able to celebrate in California. No, it's a good thing that I got back to the East Coast before Thanksgiving so I could actually eat my stuffing. Thank you, Gavin Newsom. Shaking my head. I know, me too. It's absurd. Do you think Kim K wore latex gloves and a mask to look like she cared? I didn't even see her giving that much effort. And I'm going to drive this home too. I'm not a COVID freak. Like, I definitely wear my mask when I go out. When someone's coughing near me or sneezing, my head does a full spins around like Beetlejuice. I'm on this Halloween theme. And I will death glare them and be like, sir, help me God, sir. If your particle of spit lands on or near my face, I will murder you. Like, I'm definitely, but I've been on planes. I've been out. I have a gym membership. I'm, going to eat food. Like, I'm not super uptight about it. And that says something. Because if I'm seeing these people do all of the shit completely disregarding our lives, that says something. Instead of throwing parties, they should be paying for people to get tested or to get more masks and filters. Katie said that. Yeah, Katie, I totally agree. And again, like, I know I said this earlier, but part of it that bothers me that I like can't seem to, when certain comments you see them on Instagram and you're like, oh damn, I felt that. I really felt that on a certain level. I went on to Kim Kardashian's birthday slideshow post about her private island situation, and I was reading all the comments because I was like, if people are cheering this on, I'm going to be even more concerned for the American public than I already am. And by the way, that's what Lady Gaga thing. We're going to get into that after. That's a whole other issue if you fucking listen to celebrities for political advice, because they're sure as fuck not being affected by no matter what happens, just so you guys know. But I saw someone, which by the way, on Kim's post, no one was having this shit. They were like, this is insane. How disrespectful. I can't even send my kids to school. It's a simple luxury, as you say, to go away. I can't even afford to go on vacation. And legally, I can't. Like, all this kind of stuff. But one person said, thanks for flaunting this to the very people who support you financially and buy your products and watch your show. Thanks for what a lovely return. So Katie, to your point, saying, use some of that money to help other people. I kind of feel like it feeds into that, right? It's like, and I'm by no means, in the socialist communist bucket, like, fuck that. But at the same time, like, why does it have to be so extreme? I'm not saying you should be out there giving every person a rapid test, but at the same time, like, how disrespectful to go out here and show you twerking at a bar in Maui when literally, like, the excitement for most of us is going to the grocery store if we're even allowed. Just knock it off. It's not okay. And so I hope, like, a lot of people in Kim's comments said, I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be following anymore. I'm not going to be supporting them financially. Because it made me think about that. I was like, if I want to get Skims, what does that buy more rapid tests for these unnecessary parties? Like, how badly do I need the Skims, honestly? Brian just chimed in saying E should step up, have common sense, and cancel season 20 of the Kardashians. Well, Brian, Brian is another entertainment journalist, and he and I were texting about this before I did this live, and he made a good point, because how I was saying so far that they just clearly don't give a shit. They did, coincidentally, their show is being canceled. So he said, you know, they kind of got their bang for their buck. They had their run. They made their money. So now are they just like, fuck it, I'm over it. All right, which brings me to Kendall's fucking Halloween birthday bash of people pretty much on hallucinogens. Like, I wake up this morning, and again, I wanted to really take a social media break. I was like, it's the election. There's a lot going on. Like, we are all anxiety ridden. And then again, like I said earlier, this stuff keeps happening where I'm just like, I can't not talk about it because it is so fucking insane. So I wake up this morning to a story that Kendall Jenner had 100 people in Hollywood. Let that sink in. In Hollywood, run by mayor/dictator Eric Garcetti and Emperor Gavin Newsom. Okay? And by the way, celebrities like Rob Schneider, do you remember how funny he is from The Hot Chick? He came out and called Gavin Newsom Emperor, making fun of the Thanksgiving restrictions. Okay? So this is under their watch. These are the people that seemingly go after, like Eric Garcetti, the mayor, literally came out and said, if like, tell on your neighbor. Tell on your neighbor if they're having a party, if they're having people over. So are they just picking and choosing who they're finding and getting in trouble? Because I've heard how they've gone after a couple TikTok stars having Beverly Hills mansion parties, but Kendall Jenner can dress up with all these fools and have hundreds of people at a rooftop in Hollywood. Okay. So here's the story. I guess it was her birthday. She had 100 people. They did rapid tests outside. And if you see these photos, again, I was like, you know that quote in Mean Girls, personally victimized by Regina George? This is the living in hell sequel. These Jenners, Kardashian, whatever the fuck they are Regina George. And I'm personally victimized yet again. If you see these photos, I kid you not, you wouldn't believe your eyes. I was like, am I in like the right dimension? Or like, we all think that this is the Matrix anyway, some kind of like weird, what is the thing? Simulation. I was going to say stimulus check. Wow. Freudian slip. It's like Doja Cat's there, Saweetie, I think Kanye, which in my last episode, it was titled, my second last one, it was called If Loving Kanye is Wrong, I Don't Want to Be Right. And now I'm second guessing that. I'm like, Kanye, I had your back, man. Scott Disick was there. Okay, it is this rager at a Hollywood rooftop. No one's wearing masks. They're all basically having an orgy in their costumes. And like I said, Justin Bieber was there too. And like I said, they were given out, someone must have posted it. It's a little orange slip and it says, take as many photos as you want, but no social media. Okay, so this bitch didn't want us to know. But some brave little soul in that party was like, expose this hoe. The masses need to know. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it did. All right, so this is going on. And by the way, they are to the nines in their costumes. You would literally think that these people are an extra out of Halloween Town. I was like, guys, what the fuck? Like, they are body paint and wigs. So I'm like, not only are you guys having this, but you are the most extra human beings on planet Earth. Not to be grim, but can people even be affording Halloween costumes for their kids? And by the way, kids could barely even trick or treat this year. Again, like, read the goddamn room. It's not that fucking hard. P.S. What happened? Like, you know, I rag on publicists a lot. There are many that are near and dear and close to my heart that I love, but some are a pain in the ass. Where the fuck are these people's publicists? Like, where are they hiding in Joe Biden's basement doing his pedicures? Where are these people? Like, where are they right now to advise them to be like, guys, think long and hard about the posts you're putting out to billions of people. Is billions an exaggeration? I don't know, whatever. They have millions of followers, but you get the idea. All right. So they are all at this extra Halloween party. And then get a load of this. Get a fucking load of this, okay? Jayden Smith who is the son of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. And by the way, I fucking love Jada Pinkett. She is like one of my top celebrities I've ever interviewed. Like, feels like you've known her forever, is the coolest. Do you guys want to guess what this guy wore to this Halloween party? I want to see if anyone can guess, because it is the most... Yeah. I'm going to give a second for you guys to guess while I catch up on some of these comments. I haven't been able to have sex, absolutely nothing, because of COVID, but these celebs can fucking fuck. That makes two, and probably many, many more. No, I know. I maybe I'll tell a story that goes along with that. I don't know. It's R-rated. One sweet little trick-or-treater here. LA kids hold up while they extra it up. I know. I agree. It's really sad. Like, here on the East Coast, there were a couple of houses that had tables out with candy for kids to grab, but otherwise it was tumbleweed. All right. I don't know if you have suspense, if you're at the edge of your seat, but Jayden Smith dressed up in a fucking oxygen mask. In an oxygen mask, guys. You know, like if you're dying from COVID, the pandemic that has completely unraveled and upended existence as we know it in our lives. I swear to God, if you don't believe me, you can Google it. He's literally wearing an oxygen mask, which is like super ironic because that's something that all of these fucking people could use right about now. How? And I bring it back to, again, I am not that over the top about COVID. I think, you know, I've talked about this before. The survival rate is what? Like 99.99 something. But are you fucking for real? I'm sorry. If I had someone in my life, thank God, knock on wood, pass away from COVID, and I saw Jayden Smith, I know, what a douchebag, right? And I saw Jayden Smith at this party, which already, how is this happening under Eric Garcetti's watch? In an oxygen mask? Like, Jada, you're better than this. Come on, have a talking to with your son. Lots of self-action. What a douchebag. This is what some of you guys are saying. No, I know. So it's just really, it's beyond upsetting. And again, there's a reason that people are feeling some type of way about this. And I was even on the fence about doing this live. Because like I said earlier, you know, obviously we're over celebrities, but is this talking about it just feeding into their bullshit and feeding into their machine? I just personally felt like I had to talk about it because I had to pick up and leave LA because of all of these restrictions and these horrible shutdowns. I couldn't work. And they're out gallivanting all around town. And then I got DMs from so many of you guys who I know like celebs and love pop culture and all of that. And you guys were like, I was genuinely sickened when I saw these parties of Kendall Jenner, you know, having a whole bash. Sam Davidson just said ignoring it is a bigger problem. Ignoring the whole, what celebrities are doing. Sam, right. No, I agree. That's the thing. Like, we can't not talk about it because whether we like it or not, they're impacting at what we see, our culture. They have millions of eyeballs, right? So, yeah, exactly. So we're seeing what they're doing, whether we like it or not. Okay. So lastly now, I want to get into Lady Gaga. Did you guys see Lady Gaga's really bad redneck impression that she put on, was it Twitter yesterday? I don't know. Jack Dorsey's not banning her. I want you guys to know this too. This kind of goes into like privileged elitists, right? Why aren't Eric Garcetti and Gavin Newsom condemning what the Kardashians are doing right now in their own cities? Why? Why won't they do it? Okay. And then at the same time, I'm going to get into the censorship. And again, if Instagram, if the powers that be, if the little birdies don't come and, you know, find me at my house and drag me out by my fake hair, it's a miracle. Same thing. Look at Lady Gaga's video yesterday. Before I get into this, you guys know what's going on, right? Because I've hinted and talked about it a little bit on my story. The censorship going on right now in this country should scare the fucking shit out of you, okay? People who aren't in line with the mainstream groupthink, the Hollywood elite, celebrities, billionaires, big tech, which is the very platform this is on, Instagram, Twitter, Jack Dorsey, all these assholes, right? People who have worked hard to build followings, they are getting purged. They're getting bans overnight with no notice. Sam, actually, who is in this very live, texted me the other morning, literally going, look at your Instagram save all of your content because they literally might deactivate your Instagram with no notice. This is happening. People are getting, obviously, who are not for the left and for Biden, right? They're getting demonetized, frozen. I can name for you right now 5 people. The White House press secretary. Who's the man? Atlas, is that who it is? The health speaker, what is it? Charlie Kirk. I've seen so many people on Instagram posting, hey, I just literally overnight, my account was deactivated and there was nothing on here. It was just opinions, nothing I couldn't stand by, no crazy conspiracy shit. You guys know the story, right? With the New York Post on Twitter. Please tell me you know this story. If not, you have to look it up. The powers that be are literally blocking, freezing, demonetizing accounts. This is election interference. I've talked about this in my other episode. It's called, I'm gonna let you finish, said no mainstream media ever, right? This should scare you. Do you want to be in a place that only has, it's like communist China, literally, and Russia, that gives you one singular point of view and you can't think for yourself and hear different viewpoints? And I know hearing that, you're going to automatically think, right? Oh, she's pro-Trump, she's this, she's that. I'm a journalist. I want to hear all fucking sides. And I want to present that too. To see what's going on is truly frightening. And is it only going to get worse? I don't know. I pray that there are regulations in place that will stop them. But honestly, it's terrifying. Every day I wake up and it's something new or someone new who got frozen out of nowhere, who got blocked out of nowhere. I mean, it's really, truly terrifying. So with that said, are there any celebs, by the way, who have been blocked? Someone argued with me when I said this the other day. Someone argued with me, I think you're being dramatic, censorship and cancel culture aren't a thing anymore. And I just want to say, I could name, like I said, how many people on one side who have been blocked and canceled and silenced, and then how many celebs and people on the other side are, if anything, promoted, and they're not silenced, and, they're not condemned, right? Again, why didn't Newsom or Garcetti condemn this fucking Halloween rager in Los Angeles, right? That brings me now to Lady Gaga's video. So this lady dresses up in all camo, basically trying to be like a redneck. Oh my God, I was like, is she kidding? People are like, was this a parody? And she pretends to chug a beer, and she's standing outside by a pickup truck, and she's like, yo guys, Joe Biden, peace, dude, go vote, election, whatever. No matter what way you sway, I don't care. I don't give a shit. I have family on both sides. And it feeds into this whole thing with these tone-deaf celebrities, with them unable to read the reality of what's going on in our lives. If you guys think that actually the turnout of this election, or any other for that matter, is directly going to impact these people, you're fucking nuts. So I pray, no matter what you believe, like I said, I couldn't give a shit. But I pray that you are not listening to the Hollywood elite. I've seen how they live. I've been to their houses. I've seen their cars. I've seen their limo pickup service. I've seen their kale, organic, caviar smoothies. It's not going to impact them. So what's their agenda for going one way or the other? I don't know, to fit in, to look cool, to not go against the, mainstream, to be with the group thing. But these people, look, they're Kardashians, you guys. Look at our lives are, I hate to say this because I like to look on the bright side, but they're practically ruined. And these people clearly, it's like COVID doesn't exist. The pandemic doesn't exist. They're out there having a ball. So you'd have to be crazy. They're showing us. Nothing impacts us. We can't get COVID. Sorry. And even if we did, we have a rapid test in 2 seconds. And then Einstein will resurrect from the grave and come sort it out for us and figure it out for us. And it's all good. They're making it so blatantly clear that they're not impacted in real life like the way we are. They're showing you on their social media and with these parties. So don't for a second, I just pray, that's a whole other ball of wax. But do not, especially when it comes to social issues and political issues, take what these celebrities say, as if it would impact you. Because trust me, they are living on a whole other fucking planet. I want to catch up on some of these comments. I agree. We are conditioned to worship as a society the celebrity. Talking about this helps dispel the myth a bit. Yeah, I think so too. Do what you want, but at that level, don't display it. Read the room. No, I totally agree. Also, this is also kind of telling. Obviously, living in Hollywood, and then I'll end it on this note. Living in Hollywood, the culture out there is, which is what I loved about it, right? It really is celebrity in Hollywood obsessed. You go down Sunset Boulevard and it's huge billboards of this new HBO show, of this new CBS show, of this new film, whatever it is. So obviously, that's what makes it so exciting though, right? And when you leave, you're sort of more in touch with what actual people not in the bubble are thinking. So I was out to eat the other day. This was really interesting. And our waitress was super cute, probably around my age. And we're just kind of shooting the shit. My mom is like, oh, my daughter is a red carpet reporter. You know how moms brag like that? I'm like, oh my God, I hate my life. And we're just kind of shooting the shit. And this waitress says she's obviously knows about pop culture, but isn't as tuned in as the people in Hollywood, how I was describing. That is the culture. She knew enough, but wasn't obsessed. You could tell, 'cause she'd be like, oh, who's so-and-so married to? Oh, I've heard of the show, whatever. And she said, she was like, wow, it really feels like celebrities are losing their clout, huh? And I thought that was really interesting because I'm like, here you have somebody, across the country, a waitress in a suburban town, knows about pop culture, but is a little detached. And even she's saying this. Right? So I found that really, really interesting. And I just feel like, I read this, even though I think that they're trash, I read this fantastic New York Times article. You guys should read it. It's from March. It's called The Celebrity Culture is Burning or something like that. And the way that the writer describes it is on point. She basically says, up until this point, celebrities were kind of the liaison, right? Between us average people and billionaires and quadrillionaires like Bill Gates and what have you. Mark Zuckerberg, fuck you. And now it's that's been sort of washed away. Like I said earlier, it's the curtain's been pulled back. The veil is sort of not there anymore. And it's they're making it clear as day how privileged and how entitled and how not like us they are. So I think that this is something that has been sort of snowballing for months, where we see a celebrity do something stupid and we roll our eyes, or they try to give us advice about COVID and social distance and wear your damn mask, and then they're having fucking ragers the size of Stagecoach on our heads. So it makes you wonder, is it ever going to bounce back? I don't know. I don't know if it's ever going to bounce back. Is it sort of tainted? Are we seeing them now? Can we still have that admiration for them when it's I'm collecting unemployment and I'm excited if I get a fucking Starbucks, and you're taking shots of Casamigos on a pumpkin's head at this huge Halloween party? I'm sorry. what? So I don't know. I honestly don't know, but I think that the theme of this year is like, opening our eyes. And, I hate to say it, but I'm sort of glad that you guys are all seeing it because I've been seeing it for years. And it makes me sad because I went to Hollywood because I was so obsessed with celebrities and how they impacted pop culture and all of that. And I think that's why I have the view that I have now. Not to seem bitter or cynical or anything like that, but I've seen so much. I've seen how they live, and like now you're seeing it too because these people don't give a flying fuck. So I just hope that you guys really I don't know. I don't even want to say take it with a grain of salt because I feel like that doesn't even do it justice. But if you're not already really either, I don't want to tell you to disregard what they do or say, but really think twice because I hate to say it, but clearly they don't give a shit about you or themselves or their personal, image for that matter, because they couldn't be more, they couldn't disregard our state of affairs any more obviously than they're doing right now. So with that said, I'm going to end this. And if you want to keep the dialogue going, DM me. Like I said, I know you guys are all feeling a really certain type of way about this because it's just so rude and unnecessary. And hopefully you guys will be able to see this because Instagram is banning hashtags until after the election because, again, election interference. Love you guys and glad we could vent this out. I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you in a few minutes on the IG. I have a question.